Donner and Lauren Shuler-Donner. And sitting in with the band, Screamin Jay Hawkins. And now it's him.
Welcome. Hey, which one's Screamin Jay?
Dennis.
Hi, Screamin Jay!
Wow!
All right, you tie-dye that yourself, Jay?
I did the best I could. Now, what can I say?
You look good, man. Thank God I changed. I almost wore that. Oh, blew my pipes out there, Nicky, on that screen.
Oh, man.
Vegas throat.
You didn't do your vocal warm-up.
Yeah. Call Steve and Edie. How you doing tonight? Good?
I'm great. How are you?
Pretty good.
You look very beautiful.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Nick. See, we're achieving that bond. Former President Ronald Reagan said he could not attend George Bush's $1,000 a plate fundraiser in Los Angeles the other night because of a prior engagement. Yeah, like Reagan would remember a prior engagement. Good news for the environment. Oh, this is a hard word for me to say. Chlorofluorocarbons. Chlorofluoro. The big thing with carbon at the end of it. CFCs, as they are. They contribute far less to global warming than originally thought. A far greater threat for global warming comes from the huge fire that will have to be built under George Bush's ass to get him to do something about the economy. Hey, thanks, folks. Pat Buchanan said that George Bush likes art that glorifies homosexuality. Oh, man, I smell an audit. Dan Quayle's campaigning in Georgia, where he, did you see this? I love my favorite Quayle story of the week. He had an Ask Dan Quayle forum. The only question he got was, why? Quayle then chided Pat Buchanan for protectionism while addressing dock workers in Savannah, Georgia. The vice president's message endorsing free trade was so well received that the audience packed him in a crate and shipped him to Istanbul. You know, unless a clear Democratic winner emerges from the South, the candidates are considering banding together, donning costumes, and running as the Banana Splits. So, la 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 la. A lot of environmental stories in the news tonight. Yankee Row in Massachusetts. You guys okay? Dropping Jay Hawkins over there. That's why he screams. He's always dropping things on his feet. Ow! A lot of environmental stories in the news tonight. Yankee Row in Massachusetts. This is America's oldest nuclear power plant. Being permanently shut down after 32 years of fine service. Yeah, you know, in another 250,000 years, they'll be able to do whatever they want on the site. You won't even know it was there. Mexico City's trying to stop ozone damage. Not only have they put a cap on auto emissions, they've also banned those Playboy air fresheners that are so popular south of the border. The government announced that a study found that 20% of all fish it studied was contaminated, and the other 80% was actually meat. So I had a real bad instinct on that joke, and I'm following that instinct straight into the darkest pit of hell. Cecil Jacobson, the fertility doctor, he defended the use of his own sperm on some of his patients yesterday. He said, hey, don't knock my sperm until you've tried it. And, gee, I can't believe it's not sperm. And finally, the United Way is under fire for paying its president nearly $500,000 a year. Thanks to us, he's working. My guests tonight are Roseanne and Tom Arnold are here. Yeah. An impish little coquette, Sally Kirkland, will be here. Richard Donner and Lauren Shuler-Donner, his wife, producers of the movie Radio Flyer here, and sitting in with the band, the aforementioned Screamin Jay Hawkins. Oh, Goldie!
The left eyeball of a fish. Take the skin off of a frog and mix it all up in the dish. Add a cup of green swamp funky water and count.
This portion of the Dennis
to
Miller
9.
Show is brought to you by new Cinch from Spick and Span. Hey, don't clean it twice, cinch it once.
You got
Screamin Jay Leno.
yeah!
You haven't noticed?
Yeah!
All right. Hey, Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue coming up. For and against tonight is the case for and against being a supermodel. Case for being a supermodel, modeling can lead to acting. The case against, so far, this theory remains unproven. For, because you're a supermodel, regular models idolize you. Against, super duper models still snub you. There's always somebody up on the next rung. For, you get to date rock stars. Against, Mom, Dad, this is Eric Carmen. What did he sing, Nick?
All by myself.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was the leader of the Raspberries.
Wow, and he was alone. They were out of Cleetown, weren't they, the
Cleveland,
Raspberries?
yes.
Please go all the way. Now I got to pay like $600 for singing that, don't I?
Well, he's working tonight.
Yeah, they get every time I sing a song, they get paid. Can you believe that? $600? Country's going to hell. The case for, you meet millionaires. The case against, Donald Trump takes a liking to you. Don, get a clue, baby. All right? The case for, at 19, the world is your oyster. Against, at age 23, the world is your scrapbook. Genetics have made you tall and striking. Case against, people mistake you for the John Lithgow character in Garp. It happens, it happens. And finally, the case for being a supermodel, you get lots of opportunities to ask handsome male models out on dates. The case against, they'd be happy to go, but hey, aren't you a woman? Oh, man. Wow. That was too rough a shot. I'm just screwed for runway work in Milan next season. You love that look those runway models give you when they get to the end. All right. My first guests have one of the hottest shows on television, and in April they will host a comedy special for good cause, Amnesty International, on Lifetime Cable. Please welcome Roseanne and Tom Arnold, folks. You know, what's funny to me is that you guys are often thought of as like radicals out in this community because I think you're so normal. Did you ever think of it that way?
Isn't that weird?
Well, I met you, we're hardly old friends, but I have known you before you were Roseanne, and you're always pretty normal, and it always amazes me that everybody gets so wired about the way you guys are because I think you're just kind of so straight.
Yeah, we are really straight.
In an outlandish way that people can't handle it. Is that
Yeah, I think that's true, don't you, honey?
Huh? I can't hear you. You know, Carson would have pulled the couch up for us, I think.
I know, man. This is, we gotta whack off some of that wood over there, for God's sakes. That looks...
Well, I think it's because we're really normal, but people can't handle it. They just can't handle it. It's just too weird out
But you
there.
seem to have made, in the last couple of years, it seems to me you guys are pretty much completely at peace with it, right?
Yeah.
The press has gotten so weird they can't get any weirder with you,
we
can they?
don't give a damn no more.
We can't control it, so...
We used to be disgusted, now we're just amused.
Any new tattoos over there, Tom?
Nothing new.
Yes, you got a new one today.
Well, I got, I can't show that one. Well, I got... Let's see what I got here. Don't show the handles. Just help me get it out of here. Stand up. Okay. I've gained some of the weight back, incidentally. Right there. Can you get it on that? That's my AA logo. Yeah, there you go.
I had the Triple-A logo put on my right cheek.
Well, I lost a bet in a bar. I had to get it. It was a hell of a deal. But that's what I got today. We have a tattoo artist on the show this week.
He's tattooed everywhere. This guy, his name's Gil Monty, and we're part owners in this store on Sunset called Tattoo Mania. So if you ever want a tattoo, go down there. He's really good, and it's cut right because he uses old needles.
Honey!
But you get the bottom price.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
He's drawing all of our things. He drew my Star David.
Now, do you worry when there's somebody like Gil Monty, they just completely do it?
His whole body, Dennis.
Do you freak that it might happen to you, or
that we might?
Well, you know, it seems like it takes you in slowly, and all of a sudden you look down and you're like an Etch-a-Sketch or something, you know.
She doesn't like the pain, so I don't think it'll happen to her.
I don't want no more.
He is tattooed everywhere, including his winky.
Wow. Right on the eyelid, huh?
It says your name on it. And he bets people in bars.
It says your name, you know, Y-O-U-R.
And he'll bet people in bars. He'll say, I bet I have your name, you know. And then he wins the bet. He shows them.
Yeah. And he can make it go from small letters to all caps. But you know, Tommy, I want to travel with you. Just send me out. Hey, now the first time I worked with you, I remember I was working in Denver at Comedy Works. Roseanne was living in Denver, and you were actually, at the time you were living there, you were my opening act. So I get in the back room, and I'm sitting there, and I heard this immense, it was like the biggest applause I've ever heard in my life. I never even watched opening acts. I went out, and I knew within like 10 minutes that you were going to be a huge star.
Thanks. Remember we went to Wendy's?
Yeah, we walked through the drive-through window.
Yeah.
Remember, we didn't have a car. Sorry, Tom, we had a little intimate moment before you.
Who didn't? You know.
You're going to get a foot tattoo, babe. You better watch it there. We'll be right back with Roseanne. Yeah! We'll be right back. Screamin' Jay. Screamin Jay.
So great.
You ever see Dana?
He's so awesome.
You ever see Dana do Carcinio when he tries to act hip but he can't? He goes, "Screamin Jay Hawkins is in my house."
Yeah, that's great.
All right, it's funny to me. Hey, now what's speaking of houses? You're building this Taj Mahal out in Iowa. Tell me a little bit about this. Huh?
It's 30,000 square feet. It's good. It's a big house, bowling alley, living-sized pool. Let's move on.
That's it?
That's it. What else, honey?
Bowling alley and a
Well, we
pool?
got an 1,100-acre farm, and we have our own feedlot, and we have great neighbors.
Man's not a man without a feedlot,
That's true.
Tommy.
Honey, tell about our neighbor, Leonard Hill.
Leonard Hill's our neighbor. He's 6'9". He weighs about 400 pounds because he's lost weight. And he's a great neighbor. At first, we were a little nervous about him, and he's a wonderful guy. He's got 2 teeth. They're about that big each. But he's a great guy, Leonard. I mean it in a nice way. But he got shot in the heart. He was hanging a guy in a bar once, and the guy shot him. You know, he's very upset.
Happy hour.
He survived. And then, I don't know if I can tell the other story.
And then the other thing is, should I tell it?
Tell it.
Well, he's just a legend in the county. You know, there's 2 legends in this county, and I'm married to one of them. And the other one is Leonard Hill. And he's a big legend because, well, he came over to our house to meet us, and he had all 9 of his sons in the back of his truck, and they're all like 9, but they're all the same age, 9 sons that are exactly the same age. Mm-hmm. And his wife lives in a trailer in their front yard. And
why does she live in a trailer?
Why he's a legend is because one time him and his wife had this fight, and she bit his penis off.
But
now is Tom a legend for the same reason?
They were able to sew it back on, and he had 5 more kids with him.
yeah,
Wow.
so it worked.
That is, you know.
Leonard, we're coming home in 2 weeks. We'll be home in about 3 weeks, so we'll see you.
Boy, that's the one time in a man's life he doesn't want to ask for microsurgery. That hurts.
Man, can you
But
imagine?
I mean, that's,
No, listen, you
that's
just
a
asked
hell
me
of
if I could imagine what it would like to have my penis bit off. And quite frankly, no, I can't.
I mean, you know, you can see if you have a finger to cut off, sometimes they can replace it with a toe. But, you know, have you seen the people with the toes on their hands? But the penis is such a complex instrument. You know what I mean? I mean, there's...
Yeah, sure. My penis is a constant enigma to me. I spend much of my adult life trying to get a handle on it. Now, the thing... I know, I feel like we're doing a road picture here, man. Tell me about the Amnesty International thing. When is this? It's on...
We film it the 8th of March at the Wiltern Theater. But it's a wonderful thing. It's the Year of the Woman. And Rosie and I are hosting it. And there's going to be a lot of... And it's airing on Lifetime Channel in sometime at whatever date you said.
It's on April 14th.
Yeah, it's a real
Lifetime,
cool thing. You know, Lily Tomlin, Katie Seagal, a whole bunch of famous people. Dana Bernhardt, Vanessa Williams. A whole bunch of famous people are involved in it. And, you know, it's all for a great cause, as you know. It's for a great cause.
Yeah.
And
It's called Amnesty International.
and they wrote a joke for me to say, Amnesty people. You know what? Our show's going up against, it's called Free to Laugh is the name of the show we're doing. And it's going up against America's Most Wanted. They get people in jail and we get them out. That's our theme.
Yeah.
That's a damn knee slapper.
That is a neat. But it's for a great thing. And then we're doing Farm Aid. We're 2 of the hosts for Farm Aid on March 14th, which, you know, we're farmers ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, our farm's actually turning a profit, so we're very grateful.
What do you
Hay, soybeans, corn.
Hay?
A government program that pays you for not doing nothing.
Yeah. Now, when you get out there and you get real pastoral and real rural, you're going to have a little Arnold here?
On April 27th, Rosie has her tubes reconnected in microsurgery. And then we get it, after that, within 30 days, we have a 90% chance of getting pregnant the normal way. We were going to adopt, we were going to do in vitro, but after that, we could have it the normal way. Because I've never had any kids, and it's going to be exciting. So we're excited. I think Rosie is about 4 talk shows away from getting pregnant. So,
well, when you get them tied, we'd love to have you back. That's a sweeps week, isn't it? Well, I think you guys would be keen parents, you know?
Yeah,
I think
well, we're already parents, you know, we have 3
Yeah, I know,
teenagers.
but I mean, you're not parents together yet, right?
Well, I mean, the kids live with us.
Kids live with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're...
You haven't hatched one of your own
No.
yet, though. You haven't put the Tom Arnold zygote into the...
Plus we have, our kids are teenagers. You know, I want a little one, you know, one that likes me. You know, so... I'm glad I never had a kid until now, you know? I mean, when I was younger and wild and stupid, you know, I'm glad I you know, waited or whatever, lucky enough to wait it, and now I'm ready.
Yeah. Now, Tom, you have your own show coming out, right? It's
Jackie Thomas show. Well, we'll see.
Tell me a little about Jackie Thomas.
Jackie Thomas is, I play Jackie Thomas. He's a star of a television show, a sitcom. It's about his relationship with the writers on the show and the network and so on and so forth. We stole everything bad you've read about Rosie in the first couple years of her show. That's Jackie. And then also, he's a little bit of me because he's a guy that worked at a meatpacking plant in Iowa and got discovered doing stand-up comedy in Des Moines, and he's a star like the next week. And it's how he relates to Hollywood. And we filmed one, and it's real good.
Fire all the writers and everything.
Yeah.
Did you go to when they filmed the first one? Was it funny?
Yeah, it's great.
She produced it.
Are you you're his biggest fan, though, right? Does he just kill you?
Arnold's biggest fan?
But I mean, does he make you laugh all the time?
He kills me. He just kills me. I don't know. He always killed me way before I got in bed with him.
Then he killed you and resurrected you. Well, thanks for coming on, guys.
Hey,
it's nice
thanks.
to see you. Tom Arnold, Roseanne Barr. We'll be back with Sally Kirkland after this. Oh, Roseanne Arnold. We'll be back with Sally Barr.
This portion of the Dennis Miller Show is brought to you by Toyota, reminding you to always buckle up. Do it for those who love you.
What is that white thing over there, Goldie, that Jay has on the piano? What is that? Looks like the...
This is Henry's other part. Now, one part is over here. When I do, I put a spell on you. And when he is ready, he works when he wants to. And this is his bone that always stays ready for Rosemary.
Yeah, no, I meant that other thing. Pebbles Flintstone used to wear that in their hair. Tomorrow night, our News of the Week feature, and also Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd. Also, Hot Rock Group. Somebody actually write the words Hot Rock Group on a cue card? Son, I'm doing Raider record. I give it an 83. I could dance to it. And the Hot Rock Group, Ugly Kid Joe. Well, I am like 700 years old. I never even heard of these kids. But Ugly Kid Joe will be here. And from the movie Wayne's World, we've got Tia Carrera. Ooh. Yesterday marked the one-year anniversary of the liberation of Kuwait. And while the citizens of that country celebrate, we wonder what Saddam Hussein has planned for his next move. So we took a page out of his daily Filofax. I'm going to share it with you. 5 a.m., rise and face Mecca, pray. 5:15, face reality, pray harder. 7:45, buy recycler, check for tank parts and used Air Force planes. 9 a.m., get beret blocked. 11, get chiropractic adjustment for pain from constantly looking over shoulder. 12 noon, study cabbie's guide to New York City. 2:30, hide plutonium in Saddam Jr.'s sock drawer. Keep a little for my own head. 3 o'clock, send check to Jerry Brown campaign. 5 o'clock, call Bush with sea of blood threat. 5:03, hide. 6:30, Stratego session with top military advisors. 8:30, shoot the losers. 9 o'clock, TV break, watch new game show, Scuds. And that's a little day in the life of. All right, my next guest is a Golden Globe winner and an Oscar-nominated actress who can talk about any subject unusually does. Just back from Russia, she stars in the steamy thriller In the Heat of Passion. Let's welcome Sally Kirkland, folks. Sally. Thought you were making a run for Screamin Jay over there.
I wanted to. Isn't there any way that you can sing and I can dance?
Yeah, I want to see that. Goldie, throw a little hullabaloo thing together here.
For years.
Go ahead.
Always the way.
All right.
Jay,
Work with me.
if I send Sally over there, you'll scream like you've never screamed before. My friend.
How about 60 seconds of you screaming with music?
With
With music. Okay, now with music.
I feel like... Oh, I can't dance. Excuse me while I kiss the sky. All right.
You said you were trying to get a handle on your penis all your life.
But there's too many hands on it already. All right, good to see you. You're always so rambunctious, little dame.
I'm a little imp, you said.
Yeah. What was that?
Lipstick.
Oh, I thought it was my Cindy Crawford thing. Hey, how was Russia? You just back from Russia?
Well, sort of, yeah. I was there in December,
not that long
yeah.
ago. Were you responsible for its downfall?
Well, I tried, actually, in all seriousness, I'm on the board of the Institute for Individual and World Peace. And
Wait, say that again, because you're hyperventilating a little, and I didn't really catch that. The board for...
The Institute for Individual and World Peace.
Individual and World Peace.
And
All right.
150 of us were in Egypt and Israel when Kuwait was taken. And I did accidentally, through being an American film star, I got to meet with Gaddafi and try and talk peace to him the day that he was going to the summit conference in Nasser. And the Nasser House in Cairo. And you were mentioning about all the funny side of Saddam Hussein, but we were really over there trying to do peace work. And in Russia this time, it wasn't that I was with 150 members of the Institute, but I was there doing a film, and I went to an orphanage in Russia and met 30 little Russian orphans and hugged them all and sang songs with them, and they made me paintings, and it was very touching to me to see how much they want our love and to be serious for a second. And it's like if you ever thought that you had a problem in this country, really, you should kiss the ground we live on, because over there, it was extraordinary. There were bread lines, there were fuel lines. I couldn't get out of Moscow because they weren't letting planes get out at one point. They had 92 telephone lines to phone America. That was it, 92 lines, and in order to get a telephone call out, you had to do it between 3 and 5 in the morning and pray that you were one of the 92 phone lines. It's an amazing experience. But anyway, I'm back and glad to be back. And
yeah, we're glad to have you back. You have a new film. In the Heat of Passion. I hear it's a real steamy little pot boiler. We're going to talk about it in a second. We got to take a break.
Okay.
We'll be right back with more Sally Kirkland, folks, after this.
Cut baboon. You're
doing just great, baby.
Give me some of your toenails. Oh! Mercy. Reach for the mouth.
You okay, baby? You need a Doan's pill or something?
I'll tell you what makes you made it warm up here, I'm telling you.
Oh, wow. Well, put your bone down. Well, wow, that whole interracial thing, huh? Baby, I'm only society's child. Sorry, I went to Geneseo land for a second there.
You're Scorpio, and I'm a Scorpio. And we're all about sex, whether we like it or not.
All right.
Don't worry.
As long as I know what I'm about. Now, what do you got a little something on you there. What is that?
Did I kiss his cheek too hard?
Yeah.
Dennis, can we look at this clip from my movie?
Yeah, I want to dab you, though. All right. There you go.
Is it all over?
No. Your career's just starting. All right. This is from In the Heat of Passion.
At the Lemley Monica Fourplex in Santa Monica.
You want to set this up, or?
Well, just to say that I'm going to be at the 8 o'clock show Saturday at the Lemley Monica Fourplex.
You go to your own movies?
I'm going to be there in live, you know what I mean?
Oh,
live.
dude.
All you Sally supporters, if you want to come hang out and see the movie. Anyway, this clip is in a restaurant, and I'm an older woman. There's a younger man, Nick Corey, and I'm unhappily married, that's obvious, and the rest is evident.
Roll it.
Okay.
Very loyal. Just can't cut it. Competition. Not gonna lie. Sacrifices. I'd call it getting rid of dead weight. Hey, he said it. And the whole war. It's a very tricky, very difficult. The best way to handle these situations is what I call it truth to the self. Tell the poor man. What was it, Glenn? I'm gonna put that in the annual report.
Wow.
Actually, it is a dramatic film, but that's one of the funnier moments.
Did you ever live in a trailer in Iowa? It's a callback to a previous moment. And now, your character in your film is kind of coming on to other men, but you've got you're in love now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Tell me about
8
that.
months.
He must be a wild man to hold you down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you seem like a real.
His name is Tyrone. He's 29. He's fabulous. And I met your wife, and she's fabulous. And I haven't met Holden. What is he, 18 months?
Yeah, my wife, Tyronette. And
You'll know he has an 18-year-old named Holden, like Holden Caulfield?
no, he's an 18-month-old.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But he was acting childish the day she met him. And
I'm still, Screamin Jay. I'm still out there. Anyway, I wanted to tell your...
I think Jay is too, for God's sake. He is. Huh? We got him on life support over there.
And an oxygen tent.
I think you all are so great. I know Rosie and Tom will, and I got to introduce them on the Improv TV show and got to know her. And it's such an honor to be here tonight with them and with you. I'm serious. It's
Yeah,
really
we got
an honor.
loose people here tonight. It's
And
been
Dick
a good
Donner
time.
directed me. before he became a mega film star, when he was doing television, he's on the show.
What did he direct in? He did every pilot in the
It's called
world.
Bronx with Jack Palance.
Oh, I remember Bronx.
And
That didn't have a long run, though, did it?
Well, it was one of many of his television jobs, so, I mean, he'll have to tell you, I don't know, but he's a wonderful director, as you all know. But I wanted to just mention a couple things. I produced 3 films this year.
Tell us, Sally.
Okay. I think it's great when women become hyphens, all you women out there, and so this is the year that I have my name as executive producer on Mom, on Paper Hearts with James Brolin and Chris Christopherson and Marty Sheen's daughter, and Pam Gidley, Renee Estevez, and that's being edited now. Mom is on its way to Cannes to be looked at for competition. And then Hollywoodland, I have associate producer credit on with Diane Ladd and Sean Young and Jackie Coogan's grandson, Keith Coogan. And I act in them all. And then I signed a contract with Roger Corman, who produced Heat of Passion, to direct a film for him. And I'm traveling with Heartstrings to raise $5 million for AIDS. And that will be on ABC in June. There, I've done it.
All right. Well, you gotta... Well, thank you, Sally Kirkland, actress hyphen sales lady. And we'll come back. We'll talk to director, producer, husband, and wife team, Richard Donner and Lauren Shuler-Donner, Sally Kirkland. Bye-bye. Screamin Jay! All right, man. I am a Jayophile now. I want a roadie for you, man. Welcome back to Double Entendre Theater. I'm your host, Richard Hertz. My next... My next guests are another husband and wife team. They are the director and producer of Radio Flyer, Richard Donner and Lauren Shuler-Donner. Folks, welcome them. Hey, wild night here, guys. Thanks for coming. Our other guests have been hard to control, so I want to get right to this film because I think it's important.
Simple folk here.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about it, Richard. Or who's speaking about the Radio Flyer?
We both do. I mean,
Okay.
Radio Flyer. It's out there. It's a special film. It's something we've got involved in, and Columbia Pictures took a shot with us on a very different film. It has heavy overtones, and yet it's a beautiful story about love of 2 brothers in childhood and
the magic of childhood.
Magic
Takes you
of
back to when you were a child and you believed everything. You believed you could do anything. You could fly. You know, ghosts were real, and so it evokes that. And there's
Set
a
against
serious
the
nature
somber
to it.
background of child
Yes,
abuse,
serious
though.
nature,
well,
yes.
to a degree, yeah, it is.
has
I
a
mean, but
message.
it's told through the eyes of children, 2 boys, 7 and 9, and anything's possible because it's not fantasy; it's reality in those days.
Well, this is set in the 60s, right?
1969, yeah, when things were different. When,
Yeah,
when
kids
child
didn't really
abuse was
come
not
out
talked
about.
No,
Yeah.
we have a message
We
at
end
the
our
end.
picture with a logo that just
It says,
says, "Tell someone."
Right.
Child help.
It said, today there is help. Tell someone. And there's a child help number, 1-800-4-CHILD. It's a great national organization. So hopefully,
Which gets, in a strange way, that when the card comes up at the end of the movie, it almost gets more applause than anything else in the picture does, which means people have gotten the picture.
Well, you know, it's very touching now. The kids, you know, that's the scar, the deepest, like I'm speaking like I know, but I mean, it's the deepest scar of child abuse is they often feel it's their fault and their
right.
problem. And now that they know that there's a number to call, it's like they think, oh God, this isn't my hang-up. I should call somebody about this.
It's a different world today when it comes to that. I mean, you know, we're all aware of it, school's aware of it, but we put it in '69 because David Mickey Evans, great writer, who's kind of a subjective first novel in his life and experienced a lot of it in his own way and created this screenplay, and it had to be done.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look. We have a clip from it. This
Great.
is from Radio Flyer, folks.
There are 7 of these lost secret fascinations and abilities. They are that animals can talk, Your favorite blanket is woven from a fabric so mighty that once pulled over your head, it becomes an impenetrable force field.
Great, great. Oh.
Nothing is too heavy to lift with the aid of a cape.
Mickey, you did it! You did it! Wow!
Your hand, held forefinger out and thumbs up, actually fires bullets. Jumping from any height with an umbrella is completely safe.
I did it.
Monsters exist. They can both be seen and done battle with.
2, 3.
And the greatest, most special and regrettable loss of all, the ability to fly.
Yeah. Killer clip reaction. You know, usually they show those clips and there's such a little, like, chopped up like a kidnap note that people just go, what the hell was that? But the clip in itself was great, yeah.
This leads in with a line that's cut out because of time, but it just says that these 7 wonderful moments disappear in your life when you turn 13 and you start to think of the other sex. And
I think we detected Mr. Hanks's voice there, right?
Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks plays...
Yeah. Richard, thank you for bringing him into the world.
He plays Mike, the older brother, and is the storyteller. He's in the beginning of the movie and the end, and he's telling the story to his children about his life as a child.
Well, and I don't think we could spend our final 30 seconds in any better way. Why don't you give us that phone number again in case there are some kids out there watching?
It is. It's a good number for adults also. I mean, it's 1-800-4A-CHILD. And if you know of a situation, it's a great
there's
number.
a problem. Well, thanks for coming on.
Wow.
And good film. Thanks for having me. Bye, Richard. We'll be right back, folks, after this.
This portion of the Dennis Miller Show is brought to you by Dawn Dishwashing Liquid. It takes grease out of your way.
Softer now. All right, like thing, my guest, Screamin Jay Hawkins, Squirmin Sally Kirkland, Richard Donner Lauren Shuler-Donner, Roseanne and Tom Arnold. Chevy Chase tomorrow night. Good night, teenagers.
When in Los Angeles, guests of the Dennis Miller Show stay at the St. James Club and Hotel.